As jy gedink het, die dag is verby, hy begin nou eers. Ons volgende gas in die ateljee. Now I'm going to go over to English. Michael Lowman, Durban-born, Josie-raised, LA-made, Cape Town-based. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Was that summing it up?
That's a mouthful, but it's the truth.
Let's start Durban-born.
Thanks for coming to us in the studio.
Yeah, man, this is fantastic. I've always wanted to come and visit you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Henry.
No, so actually the biography we received from you, it's actually like your name now said, it's actually very interesting, like in a one-liner, Durban-born, Josie-raised, LA-made, Cape Town-based.
Yeah.
But surely there should have been a history and how you ended up in the industry you're in. So let's do a quick background check.
Okay.
Born and raised, a child life, and where this passion for music originated.
Yeah, I was born in Durban, and we moved up to Joburg very early in my life. I think I was a 2-year-old baby because my dad was transferred, and I grew up here. And music was always a love in my life. From my earliest memory, just was around a table with my mom and dad playing music. So it was in us from day one. And I played the violin when I was like 6 or 7 years old. I don't know how that happened or why that happened. But I woke up one morning and went to my mom and dad and said, I want to play the violin. Wow. And they rolled with it. And I played it for about a year and then gave it up because, violin's not cool like a guitar. So, but that's obviously where it started, the music as a passion, playing an instrument. And
was there ever a backup? Something as an alternative which you recommended, or was it always music that was your number one?
It wasn't always music. Music kind of happened as an idea of a career late. I was about 17. And I just started playing guitar. I picked up my dad's old guitar. But I was kind of provisionally accepted into med school for medicine. Yeah.
Sure.
That's insane.
But like I was typical like teenager who didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew like I had some form of direction. I had passions, but I didn't know what it is I wanted to do. So music kind of saved me, and it was like a light switch was flipped. One morning I woke up and I was like, what have I been doing these last 10 years? Like, this is what I need to do for the rest of my life. And I lost my dad in a car accident when I was super young. So that connection with his guitar was what kind of set that off. So,
and that was only like when you were 17 you started playing.
When I started playing, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But immediately wrote songs. You just came naturally.
Yeah, but a couple months into it, I was always writing like poetry, journals, that kind of thing, because I was massively into like Bob Dylan and the Beatles and all of that kind of stuff. And it was a few months into learning the guitar that I actually figured out I could probably merge the two worlds. I could write the stuff that I've always been writing, but put it to melody. And I was lucky enough. Obviously, I got a bit of an ear for music. My genetic makeup, hopefully I'm marginally talented. And
very much.
Yeah. And the rest is history, man. It's like
when it comes to writing, is there specific motivations or inspirations that usually triggers the content of your music, or how do you go about?
Yeah, it's usually like something I've lived through or have seen or experienced, and it's always coming from a place from my perspective and point of view. That's kind of shifting now. The more I get into other kinds of music and writing songs with not only just a guitar and a notepad, and you sit in a studio and you've got all these sounds and all these possibilities. So it's kind of shifting a little bit, but it's an exciting thing. Writing a song is such an exciting thing for me. It's amazing.
Yeah. The thing is, your sound, the first time, I think everyone, if people hear your music, we thought you're from overseas.
Definitely.
You've got an international sound. Yeah. And before I ask you about that, who's the only guy that can make a violin look like a guitar? The guy from Dave Matthews Band. He plays it like...
Of course.
Then you want to play violin.
Then it's a cool thing to do.
You experienced amazing stuff, especially overseas as well. Like a song with the Kardashians, and stuff. How does that happen? Or and opening for UB40, and that's fine. But opening and playing with Tori Amos, I'll faint. Stuff like that. It's amazing experiences. Yeah. And then comparing that with the South African, being in South Africa and trying to make a living here as well.
The American thing happened in the beginning. It was how I started my career. when I picked up that guitar as a 17-year-old kid and I kind of fumbled through it for about a year, and I got this incredible opportunity to go to Las Vegas and Los Angeles and record an EP, which was a 6-track, first couple of songs I've ever written, and first time I'd ever been in a recording studio. So I was definitely thrown into the deep end. But of my own accord, I mean, I took the risk and went over there, just a kid with his guitar and his backpack, like not knowing what to expect, but just knowing that this is what I had to do, you know. And it was the perfect start for me. I learned a lot. I played a lot of shows, a lot of bars, songwriting gigs, open mic nights, and some of those songs got picked up by some TV shows, like you say, Kardashians, a couple others, and it just opened doors to bigger opportunities, like opening for Tori Amos and UB40. UB40 was here in South Africa, Tori Amos as well, and it was an unbelievable experience to get to do that.
If you need to compare the two industries with one another, South African music industry versus international music industry, how do they correlate? Is it much different?
It is different, but I mean, South Africa is bridging that gap very quickly, I think.
Okay.
In terms of the musicians and the level of the musicians in this country, we are right there, as good as anybody, 100%. The production side of things, we're getting close, we're learning. We obviously haven't been in the game as long as the States has, you know, so it shows. It's just, you know, years and years and years of establishment and knowing how to do this and learning from mentors, you know. So I guess that would be the only difference between our world and theirs, is that we got a couple more years to go before our production is on par, but we're up there with everybody.
What song are you going to perform for us?
I'm going to play Mixtape, a new single that I wrote, and I got Caroline van Jaarsveld to sing with me on it. So.
Can we maybe ask?
Yes.
Why Caroline van Jaarsveld? Not
Why not Amor Vitoni?
With all due respect, I mean, we play a lot of her music. We play a lot of her music, but why Caroline van Jaarsveld?
I met Caroline at a SAMA award show. I was nominated. She won a few that year, and she performed live. And I'd never seen her perform live before, and I saw firsthand how amazing her voice is on a live show. She's got this like Gwen Stefani kind of rock, crystal 80s pop voice thing going.
Okay.
And when I wrote Mixtape, I needed that kind of voice.
Oh, cool.
And I immediately just thought, oh man, I wonder.
Why not?
I wonder if Caroline would be interested. And I contacted her, and she was. So.
Okay, before we've got 30 seconds. Tori Amos quiz. You ready? What's Tori Amos' real name? Difficult.
Tanya.
Henry?
No,
Yeah, I'm not even gonna
Myra
guess.
Ellen Amos.
Myra Ellen Amos.
What was his dad's occupation?
I'm going to say he was a foot mold inspector.
Close.
banker.
Methodist minister.
Okay.
What happened at age 3? What did she do?
What did she do at age 3?
Yeah.
She probably
Bumped her
said
head.
her 10th word.
She composed her first song.
At
Age
10.
3.
Three.
What happened when she was 5?
She composed her fourth
She
song.
became the youngest student ever to be admitted to the Peabody Conservatory of Music.
I would love to know what
5
that
years.
first song.
I would
Sounds
love that
like.
song.
Can
Yeah,
you
it was
imagine?
probably.
And it was like
Or
breakthrough for the
breakthrough
music industry.
We're looking forward to your song. Thank you for
Definitely.
getting up so early.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
It's
Is
fantastic.
Caroline also here? We just need to make
No.
Caroline!
Come through. Come. Yeah. No, she's not.
She's not here.
I'm going to sing her part, so I've got to change your lipstick or my lipstick to your lipstick. It's a lyric. We'll see how it goes.
Okay. You lost me at hello. Great stuff. Kom stap in my skoene. Thank you Michael Lowman. Op daai noot kom ons kyk wat maak Chef Dino.